Yo, it's Dan. Welcome back to game week number 2 of the Premier League season. We had an interesting game week number 1 with teams winning and teams not winning. What will happen in game week number 2? Find out now. Yes, welcome to game week number 2 of the Premier League. We have another guest this week. Her name, yes, it's a woman. It's Maisie, who was on game week, the last game of the season, last season. But she's on game week number 2 this season. So welcome in Maisie again for game week number 2. And we've only got 9 games to predict today because we lost Luton and Burnley. Because Luton's home ground isn't ready yet, so that game is going to be played at a later date. But if we get to those mathematics together, I'll tell you quickly the points from the first 2 guests. So Ray got himself 24 points, and taking the lead on a whopping 30 is your boy 30 King. He leads for prediction season. Season 2's 30 points is the points to beat. Can Maisie beat that? Find out. And our first game is Nottingham Forest versus Sheffield United. Now, both these teams did lose on opening day. So, Forest lost to Arsenal, and Sheffield United lost to Palace. So both teams lost on opening day. And I think this is Forest are at home, their first home game of the season. The home fans will be roaring them forwards. So I'm going to say Nottingham Forest to win it 2-0. And Maisie, what are you saying in this game?
Before I get started, I'd just like to say thank you to Dan for allowing me to be on the channel again. So, the first game, Nottingham Forest versus Sheffield. Last season, Nottingham Forest came in 16th. Not bad for a smaller club. When you say smaller, I mean comparing them to someone like Arsenal or Man City or something. They won 2 games last season with 2 draws and 1 loss. Whereas Sheffield I'm pretty sure they have just come up from another league, I'm not sure. And I feel this could be a very, even game. It's their first game, and I feel like 2 very not big clubs. So they're big, but they're not as big as some major clubs. So I feel like we're starting off with a steady game. So I feel it's going to be 1-1.
And now we move to Fulham versus Brentford. Yes, Fulham Fulham beat Everton on opening day, and Brentford got a 2-2 draw against Spurs on opening day. Now, to be fair, you would say Brentford, but Brentford are a very good footballing team under Todd. I was about to say Todd Murphy. I was about to say I think Todd can hit it under Mark. Jesus Christ! I'm thinking of Fulham under now. Sorry, Fulham are a good team over under Marco Silva, and Brentford are a good team under Thomas Frank. So yeah, I can see this game being a draw. I can very easily see this game being a 1-1 there. And Maisie, what are you saying in this game?
Brentford. Brentford last season came 9th with 4 wins, 1 loss, whereas Fulham came 10th with 2 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw. looking back to last season, Brentford did well, and shocked me especially, and as well as Fulham. Some of the smaller clubs did do like some of the less popular clubs did better than expected. I feel like this could be also a very even game, but like I don't really know if the teams improved over the break, or like that, or the teams decreased in quality. But I feel like it's going to be 2-1 Brentford.
And we move to Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Now Liverpool, Liverpool, to be fair, they drew 2-2 against Chelsea on opening day. It was a very interesting game of 1-1. And Bournemouth, to be fair, you would expect Liverpool to breeze this. You'd expect it to be an absolute avalanche. And I'm going to say it'll be 3-0 to Liverpool against Bournemouth. And Maisie, what are you saying in this game?
Bournemouth. This is going to be an interesting game, as I keep on relating back to last season, as these are the first games of the new Prem season. I feel relating back to last season and comparing, seeing where we can stand and stuff. So Liverpool came 5th with winning 3 of their games, drawing 2, whereas Bournemouth lost 4 of their games and won 1 game, sitting at 15th. So I feel like this could be more of a game where it's going to be one-sided. But as I said before, you never really know if the team's improved or not. And with the break, teams can improve, because we saw some improvements from teams like Newcastle, Brighton and Aston Villa last season. So I feel like I'm going to say it's going to be a 2... I'm going to sit at a 2-1 Liverpool.
And we move to Wolves versus Brighton. Now, Wolves have just lost Moses Caicedo to Chelsea. Now, that was pretty much going to happen from minute 1, to be fair. And Wolves, to be fair, let's talk about Monday. Wolves, honestly, on Monday night, deserved it against Man United. Fully deserved it against Man United, but we weren't at the races. We got a lucky scrappy goal, and Wolves just deserved it. Wolves, on the whole, deserved a draw. On the whole, on the whole, their manager has Gary Neville's got a plan, but Wolves are, honestly, on the whole, Wolves are a very decent footballing team this season. I think they're going to stay up. And Brighton, you always know what Brighton are going to do. They did beat Luton on opening day by 3-1 on opening day. And I'm going to say it'll be another close one. I'm going to go Brighton to nick it 2-1 to Brighton. And Maisie, what are you saying in this game?
V Brighton. Right. Last season, Brighton did outstanding. I think they all shocked us because they had become from being like last 5 to becoming top 5. But they did place 6th. They lost 2 of their games, won 2 and drew 1, but they scored a lot of goals. And compared to how many goals they used to score, like the amount of goals they used to. So I feel, and then Wolves sitting at 13th, 3 losses, 1 win and 1 draw. I feel like it's going to be not even, but they're quite good competition to play each other. So I think that it's going to, because like Wolves, they're not a bad team, but Brighton did shock us. So I feel like it's going to be 1-1.
Move to the big one. Spurs versus Manchester United. Now, we should be beating Spurs. We should really be. We should be beating Spurs comfortably and easily. We should be beating Spurs. But, I mean, if we played like the way we played against Wolves, we won't play that way. We won't do well. But if we play the way we played last season, for most of last season, we'll get the job done. But I think we will win it 2-0, Man United. And Maisie, what are you saying in this game?
Spurs Man U. So, as I was saying, Spurs Man U. This is going to be a very interesting game. Harry Kane has moved. I can't remember where to on top of my head, but he's left Tottenham, which is going to be very hard for Tottenham because he was you could say outstanding at times, but he was a very good player for them, being their captain at times, and he was really, like, you could say, the glue. He was a very good player at Tottenham, but people move for the best and for the worst. So Tottenham have lost Kane, which they could really struggle. Whereas earlier in last season, Man U lost Ronaldo, but they pushed on when he had left. So I feel it's going to be a very, not equal, but it could be hard for Spurs trying to maintain what they had with Kane before. But I feel Spurs will push on, and so will Man U. And for that, I'm going to say it's going to be a 1-1 stretch 2-2.
Now we move to a big one. Man City versus Newcastle. First of all, I want to congratulate Man City on winning the FA Super Cup on the weekend. Well, no, literally Wednesday is how I'm filming this. But Friday, Wednesday is how I'm saying this. But so great. Then they beat Burnley on opening day, and Newcastle put 5. Yes, you heard it right. 5 past Aston Villa on Saturday. What can they do in this game? I can see this game being a goal fest. I can see it being a big draw. So I'm going to say it will end in a draw. I think it'll be 2-2 between Man City and Newcastle. And Maisie, what are you saying in this game?
Man City, outstanding last season, winning Haaland, Foden, Grealish, Stones, Walker, all of these players, many more, really determined to play the sport they love, showing everyone a different side to football, especially Erling Haaland with his outstanding amount of goals through the season. Newcastle, on the other hand, outstanding season as well. They really showed their colours, their true colours, pushing from about 13th, from 12th from seasons before to sitting in 4th and even going to the Carabao Cup final. Amazing. So even though Newcastle only won 1 game, they managed to stick their ground and managed to impress and show everyone what they were really made of. I feel, as much as I do love Newcastle, I still feel like Man City may have a stronger point and win, but I feel like it's going to be a 3-2 win to Man City.
Now we move on to Sunday. Starting off with Aston Villa versus Everton. Aston Villa got smashed 5-1 against Newcastle, and Everton got lost to Fulham. But on news on Tyler Mings' injury, we suspect it's an ACL. That's another ACL injury this season. Not to go along with another one I mentioned as well, but the amount of ACLs that are happening at the moment are crazy. Women's games are happening. Bendia's got one. Mings has got one. Timber's got it now. The amount, Courtois, Militao, Bendia, all Mings, and Timber. That's 5 players this season of ACL injuries. 5 already. And we're literally in August. We're literally in August right now. Crazy. Aston Villa, Everton. I think Aston Villa win it. 3-1 win to Aston Villa. Amazing. What are you saying in this game? And we move to West Ham versus Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea are in for Lavia. Well, they're bidding on Lavia, and they've also brought in, like I said, Moses Caicedo. What can Moses Caicedo bring to that Chelsea midfield? And West Ham, they brought in Edson Alvarez. They brought in James Ward-Prowse, but the Harry Maguire deal has fallen through because he insists he wants to be on the bench and be a head drama. Harry Maguire, please piss off our club. Piss off. You're not welcome in Manchester anymore, mate. Just get out of our club, honestly. But Chelsea, they're looking good. They drew against Liverpool. I think they're going to win here against West Ham by 2-1. And Maisie, what are you saying in this game?
West Ham, Chelsea. Right. Chelsea didn't really have the best season. With selling some players, paying for players at ridiculous prices, and signing teenagers and young adults. It might help us, but we lost Felix. We lost not many, but it was just not our season with only winning 1 game. And then West Ham winning 2 games and sitting in 14th as Chelsea sitting in 12th. Chelsea, I feel I don't know if they're going to have their comeback, but I feel it's going to be a very equal game. As much as I love Chelsea, I feel saying that they're going to absolutely smash West Ham is an overstatement due to their performance last season. It wasn't bad, but it definitely could have been better, as we are sitting as a really big club at 12th, which obviously sometimes it's just not your season. But I feel it's going to be a 2-1 win to Chelsea.
And now we move to the last game, which is Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. Now, Arsenal won on opening day against Nottingham Forest, and Palace won as well. But Arsenal had too much, way too much, too strong. 2-0 Arsenal. And Maisie, for the last time, what are you saying in this game?
Crystal Palace, Arsenal. Right. Crystal Palace sitting at 11th last season, 2 wins. Crystal Palace is a decent team. They're not bad. They're not the best, but they are a very good team. Arsenal sitting at 2nd with 3 wins last season and almost winning the Cup, the Prem, just shocks me. It doesn't shock me, it's just, I don't know, it's just something about it that shocked me when seeing them so high up on the table, really. But I feel like Crystal Palace will really have to play well here to get past their defence line and their attack, like Saka. Their keepers are good, stuff like that. But like generally speaking, Crystal Palace are like generally going to have to put their all into it if they really want to win. But I'm saying it's going to be a 2-1 win to Arsenal just because of their outstanding performance last season. But you never know. All my decisions here are going off what happened last season and what's happening throughout their like training, getting ready for the Prem this season, because you can't really tell what teams are going to be doing better until they play their first games. So basing it off what happened last season is, in my opinion, helps me figure out not who's going to win, but who has the better chance. And also, thank you again, Dan, for letting me on the channel. I really appreciate it.
And that will bring game week 2 to an end. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you maybe on Monday or Sunday, because I might England. Also, can I say before we get in, congratulations to the Lioness, and good luck on Sunday for the World Cup final. The nation is behind you. England are behind you. I'll be watching it like all you should. Well, watch England 11 AM Sunday up versus Spain, Lionesses World Cup final. And I might see them. If not, I'll see you next Friday for a brand new video on my channel. Until then, boys, have a lovely weekend. Who will come out on top in game week number 2? Find out next week. Until then, boys, peace out.